Rivera, president. This is Miss Peters. Yeah. So, try not to lie. And we are the science club for TMS. This club is filled with many students who you can tell, are rather into science. So far we have done from our silver and gold pennies. Let me show you the pictures. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Our balsa with wires, which we learned and were able to modify them, as you can see, with salt and sandpaper, and our bottle race cars, which we use pressure to motorize, and we're able to launch them across the walkway. Yeah. What we enjoy so much about this is because a lot of kids aren't able to speak to other people, as you can see. So we are able to not only talk to children that like other stuff like we do, but we are also able to see how other people like, how we all compare and contrast with other people, as many of us also have many great qualities. What we were planning to do this year is be able to go to the Science Bowl, but we weren't able to do that this year. Hopefully the kids from next year will be able to do this, as they are probably planning to do. We are also a great way to show, yeah. There you go.
Thank you all for your time this evening. Our science club has about 24 consistent members at every single meeting, and we meet Wednesday mornings before school. We have about 25 minutes in the morning to work on our projects. So this year we have focused on doing STEAM, so we're bringing art into our science, technology, engineering, and math, and we're putting it all together with some simple projects using materials that we have. We hope to build next year and increase our interest and do bigger and better projects. So, thank you again for your time.
Before you leave, what's the number 14? What is that?
Oh, just the number that one of the students chose.
Is it a car?
Yeah, this is a water bottle rocket.
Awesome. How about the airplane? Can you have fly? Can you give us a little demo?
Check.
Want to check it out? Free flight.
All right, ready? All right, ready? Yeah, some of them 10.
We don't know where it goes.
All right. Set, go.
I guess we can't guess that car.
Sure.
Okay. Good job. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Some of you guys might know me, some of you don't. I'm Raven Cross. I work with the district. I work for Sodexo, but I work in partnership with the district to feed everyone breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. This is
President Robles, Food Service Supervisor.
I would like to share a little bit of what we've been doing this year. Just keep going. Sorry. There we go. So, this is what we're going to be talking about today. First, we're going to go over what I consider boring but important, right? Money. Then we're going to go over some things that we've been doing in the community and doing for the students, and some menu enhancements that we've made, and what we're going to do going forward. So this is year over year. Last year, 17-18, we were kind of low, but this, well, not low, I'm sorry. We were doing fine, but this year that we went up 13% for breakfast. And one of my goals is to get that to go higher, because even though we're up 13%, only 55% of our kids are eating. And we're in a district that's CEP. So what that means is everyone eats free. So I think more of our kids should be eating. So where that's good, we can do better, and next year we will. Lunch, we're up 20% from last year. That is about 75% of our kids eating. Again, we can do better with that. And as you'll see later on, I've done some things already to make that better. So what we've done in the community, I'm sorry.
Why do you think there was a dip in November? That's quite a significant dip there.
So November and December went down because of holidays.
But it did in the previous year. Okay.
Last year we did lunches during our vacation period for all community members that normally didn't do much things. That's why spiked everything.
Yes, I do remember that. I was not here, guys. I'm sorry. A little background information. I didn't get here till October. But I do remember someone telling me we did serve the community during on break. Actually, that's a good idea, and hopefully we'll do that next year. So, thank you, sir. So we partner with Wayside Chapel, and any food, fruit, or vegetable that's left over from our lunch service, we donate daily. We donate the fruit and vegetable and stuff mainly when we are going on long breaks and we might have it in our freezer and it might spoil or something like that. Actually, I was at the high school and I was doing an interview, and they actually checked the source. It was super cool. And they came back and said, "You don't donate fruit and vegetable every day." I'm like, we only donate it when we go on long breaks. But we donate hot food every day. So I just want to throw that out there because they actually came back. They called me back. I had to go on camera and they was like, "So why did you lie to us?" I'm like, "I didn't lie. I just didn't specify." So anyway, so I just want to let you guys know that. So anyway, but plan to do a little bit more in the community next year as well. So student well-being, which is my personal favorite. It's taking care of our students, not just nutritionally, serving them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's doing little programs where they can learn. So this year so far, we've done fine dining and future chef. For those who participated, you guys know, it's super awesome. Raise your hands, guys. I've got a bunch of principals and they've been there, but I'll show you guys pictures too. So what fine dining does, it exposes them to the fine dining environment. We serve them a 4 to 5 course meal at a setting where they have tablecloths and glasses, and just like they would do in a regular, sorry, nervous. Go ahead. This is another question. Okay. So we do that. We did that at the elementary. It's usually for elementary students, but we actually did it for the high school this year. And again, it was super cool. So I've already did 2, and I plan on doing 1 more before the school year ends. We also did.
So what's the participation in the high school since you did it this year? How successful was that?
So the ASB teacher, Ms. Manfredini, is the one who kind of spearheaded it. So does most of her ASB students. She heard it that we had done it for the elementary school, and she wanted it done. So it's just something kind of spur of the moment. She's like, "Hey, Raven, I want to do it. Can we do it?" But it was actually a big hit, and we had everybody that she invited actually came, and a few of the students are here that came to there. And I'm going to call them up in a minute to speak about something else. But so they actually, were you there too? Your name? name seems familiar. Okay. Well, most of the people can. So, but Future Chef, oh my God, no, that was awesome. That got super huge. I did 15 kids for my first one. My DM thought I was crazy. He's like, Raven, your first one, you're doing 15 kids. So we were all in here. We had them lined up through here, and we had the parents on one side, we had the kids on the other, and it was a cooking competition for 1 hour. The theme was a healthy Mexican recipe. So anyway, we'll go to some pictures. So that was our fine dining event for Roseman in West Park. We had it here. And just a couple of pictures of what we did and the kids. As you can see, there's Principal Lacey back there, kind of hiding. There's Principal Mesa right there at the bottom. And then we had Mr. Torres there as well. We had the parents, they were sitting on the sidelines, and we invited them to come and sit down as well. They were going to sit there and kind of watch their kid. I'm like, no, you guys come and eat. So as you see, there's a couple of parents sprinkled in there as well. So it was really cool. That's our chef. So we have a chef that he comes in and he helps, and he actually cooks the food. So what he was doing was introducing the next course and explaining what the kids were eating. So just really, really cool event. Now this is the high school one. Again, you see my chef getting the plates ready. That chicken was awesome. We're gonna test that. The chicken was awesome. That's the menu that we had. Like I said, I think it was a 4 or 5 course meal. The smiling faces, that's Miss Macardini. She's the ASB teacher. And there's a couple of the kids. On to our Future Chef. So, Future Chef was awesome. I invited the high school band to play, and guys, if you have not heard your high school band play, they're awesome. Okay? Any opportunity you have to support them or go watch them, please do. They're super awesome. The high school media department came and filmed and did interviews. And whoever wants those videos, I can send you. I have a district email, so just holler at me and I can send them to you. I also had a local gym owner to come and speak about child nutrition, and he ended up being one of the judges. That's the top picture up there. His wife works for the high school as well. So again, it turned out to be a really, really cool event. Again, I started with 2 schools, Rosemont Elementary, West Park, 30 entries, 15 contestants, 2 follow-up winners, 1 winner. And again, the recipe was the best healthy Mexican recipe. I had Miss Lacey to MC, so she was my MC there. She talked and introduced and did everything for me while I ran around crazy. That's my chef again, talking to all of the contestants at the top left, getting them prepared, giving them a little safety talk. There's a young man talking to the judges, telling them what his dish was all about. As you see all those parents in the background, they were awesome. I had to keep them away from the tables though. They kept trying to cook with their kids. I'm like, oh, it's a competition, you can. And there's 2 young ladies at the bottom. They were getting their, and when I tell you guys, these dishes were super awesome. I had green spaghetti, I had soup coladas, which was an enchilada that had a zucchini wrapped around it. What else did we have? Shrimp cocktails. I mean, as I was shopping to prepare for these recipes, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, we had everything. Those are the winners. The first place was Miss Peyton. She had the sweet potato black bean fiesta, which in my opinion was super, super good. And their second place, Jeremiah, he had the green spaghetti. And third place was Kimberly, and they're the ones who had I think it was the ceviche, but this is ceviche. So those were the winners. And the winner, the first place winner actually got a chance to go to the national competition and compete. Well, they submitted her recipe for the competition. And what's funny is the recipe that kind of beat her out was the same recipe that she had, but it had tacos. They had no taco. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she could have won. But it was really cool. So now that we're done with the the Future Chef and some of the programs that we've done, we've implemented salad bars, full salad bars at the mid and high school, and those salad bars feature a salad every day, a different salad every day. What you see here is two of the young ladies enjoying the Caesar salad, the fresh strawberries. And they're really happy. I was trying to, fill a niche, trying to get them to eat a little bit more healthier. And so we do an average of about 100 students a day eating in our salad bar.
I will have to say my son loves the salad bar, and he never tells me about school, never. And I heard about the salad bar. Food.
I'm so glad. Again, I need the kids to eat. I need them to eat healthy. So that's just one of my focus. So this is my baby right here. So I'm glad he likes it. So I didn't put it in the slide, but we also did a survey not too long ago, or last week, and the ASB students helped us. And what we did is we gave them digital cameras where they were to go around and take pictures of what they liked and what they didn't like. So just really quickly, guys, I have 3 of the students who actually helped me with the survey. So I don't know if one of them wants to come up and tell me. They're shy. So what they liked and what they didn't like about their lunch service, and they were to take pictures of any and everything. It could be the facility, it could be our food, it could be trash. So, and they did it. So here they go.
Hi. So my name is Lydia. Sorry. This is Christina, and this is our friend Taiwan. Me and Christina are both juniors in high school, and I'm sorry if I sound a little bit all over the place. I didn't write anything, so. But yeah, like Ms. Raven said, our assignment was to write some survey questions that she wrote on a paper about things that we do like and we don't like about our high school, or not high school. Yeah, in general. And we came up with 2 things that we didn't like, and one of them was that how students just get the lunch and just throw away the food and just throw it around campus just to get the free water bottle that we get. And we walked around campus and we took a few pictures of like how all the trash was around the corners, and even the fruits, like the strawberries, people also do that just to get the free water bottle. So that was one of the comments we had. And but one thing that we did really like was like we just mentioned the salad bars. Like I think that's what I get every day for lunch, and I actually really do like it. Not only because it's healthy, but it's actually good. And my brother's also going to Tropical Middle School, and they also told their parents, like, oh my god, we have a salad bar. We have to eat pizza every day now. We have something nutritious. But, add something? Yeah, that's pretty much it, because I didn't write anything. But, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And I actually call on this group a lot. They've helped me with fine dining, they've helped me with Future Chef, they helped me with the survey with Captured. They're a great group of kids. So I'm going to host the 4.0 dinner as well, and they're going to help with that too. So yeah, I call them this bunch of a great deal. So I wanted to recognize, I just talk and I provide and I make stuff, but these ladies actually do the work. They actually are in the kitchens, they're actually cooking, they're actually preparing. They make it happen, right? I just sit behind a computer. So this is Wendy from left to right. This is Wendy, she is your kitchen manager at West Park Elementary. This is Miriam, she is your kitchen manager at Rosamond Elementary. Of course, that's Miss Rosie. She supervises it. This is Annabelle at Tropical Middle School. And this is Diana at Rosamond High School. And again, they're the ones that make it happen. So give them a hand. They seriously do. So good group of ladies. I like working with them. So some improvements that I would like to do next year. I would like to improve the marketing at Rosamond Elementary and Tropical Middle School. They have awesome kitchens, they have, good facilities, so I can definitely enhance the menus there. And I like to work with that over the summer. So I'm going to have a couple of people to come in and kind of look and see what we can do to make it aesthetically pleasing for the students to eat. It's just not about the food, but kids want to eat in a place that they feel that's comfortable for them, that's bright, that has colors, and, you know, just kind of invites them in. So I'm going to look to do that for those 2 schools. Some staff training I want to do, cooking techniques and safety. So again, we do a good job, but we could always be better. Take some feedback from the students and what they said in the captured survey and kind of improve the program as a whole. One of the things that they said is they did not like the fact that the food is wasted. That's one of the things I saw when I first came in and I fell on the floor, and it's all just to get a bottle of water because they're thirsty. So me and Rosie are working on getting the hydration stations up, and that should be in the school within the next week or so. And what that's going to feature is just some resort water, so it's going to be infused with whatever they want, cucumber, berry, yeah. So we're going to put that up in the next week or so. So if you have any kids, as soon as you see it in your schools, let them know to bring their water bottles so they can fill up.
Okay, so a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So is this water tap water that you're going to be using?
You know, we hadn't made that decision. I was actually thinking about it because there's a local place to fill it up, and I was going to see what the cost was to get them to provide.
All right, notices with home about arsenic levels, so I mean, I think that would be definitely a concern.
Got it. No, I was already thinking about that. I was going to do a pause and see how it would be. If we can get at least some type of small filtration system for that. But thank you for your question. It was already on my mind. But so that's one of the things that I want to do immediately to rectify the issue that I got kids throwing away food just to get a water bottle. It's just to provide water for them. They have something there, but it's not. We could do that. So that's what I want to do. So the next couple of weeks, you should see that. It's getting hot. And again, one of the most important things that I want to do is improve the breakfast counts, because no kid can focus on school if they're still hungry.
So what did the survey say about breakfast? How can the kids eat? Is it because they eat at home, they don't like the choices?
We didn't do a survey on breakfast. We just did it on lunch, but we are going to do, I have a survey scheduled at the middle school, so we are going to do breakfast. I didn't do it at the high school though. But one of the main things is we got kids coming in late sometimes, not being led to the cafeteria to get meals. You know, it's kind of hit or miss. We've got some grab and go carts out there, but the connection's just not being made. So that's some of the training that we plan on doing next year, is just getting our people out there, getting them trained, like, hey, you know, come over here and get something, you know what I'm saying? Kind of having them probably stay out a little bit past the bell to catch those kids that are coming in late. Just trying to do some things. I don't know. I'm working with the principals to kind of figure that out, because again, we've done better, but 55% is only barely half of our population. We do have second chance breakfast at the middle school and high school. That works very well. So we're really focusing on the elementary schools. So, Rosie, do you want to say anything? I'm talking.
Just everything that's up there, we're going to work hard on getting it around to the schools. The hydration stations is something that we're really excited about. It is a waste that the students are just grabbing a meal just to throw away everything that the workers have worked hard for that day, just to be thrown away, just for a water bottle. So high school, I'm working at the high school. I've improved flow, get the students in and out because of safety reasons. We've removed a table, we expanded a couple because of our salad bar arsenal. So I've been working at the high school often to get the flow of those kids in and out of the cafeteria faster.
Now, on the water bottles, now isn't it, I know, they have to take a meal for it to be reimbursable,
Yes.
right? So that's why. So we don't know, if they don't take, they can't just take the water. They just take the water, they don't reimburse the meal. They have to take, how many components you need to spend?
3 out of the 5 for lunch. And when we started with the water bottle was when we were charging for meals, and then it was an incentive to come buy a meal, you get a free water bottle. But now we're CEP, everybody eats completely free breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. So with the hydration stations, we're hoping to take that away. But thank you for the support for this year. It's been great working with all the principals and teachers and staff. Ideas, you'll see me coming around with ideas and trying to improve the flow of how we get these kids in and out faster to get them fed and on time and manner. Thank you.
communication.
I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight. It's really exciting to see you all here to come in new opportunities, and I want to welcome you, congratulate you. Welcome to our family. States, and so thank you all for coming. Go and have a good happy Easter. Enjoy.
Thomason?
I just wanted to say that we're so excited that we're going to start off next year going strong. Ms. Gaines is really ready to hit the ground running. And I'm just so happy that she's here. And I know it's been a tough year, but next year we'll make them happy.
I'd like to thank everybody here too. Thanks for coming out. I'm looking forward to the rest of this year and next year. I look at our report and I see all the teachers resigning, and it's pretty depressing. I know we're going through a hard time. Just like to say, those who are here, hang in there. I see a bright future. We're going to work hard. We're going to work hard with everybody to get this ship going again. It's got a big giant hole in the middle of it, and we need to plug it up. And but we're going to get it going. It just takes all of us to work together. I'm excited about what's going to be happening. I asked him if we work in the summer, and he said, yeah, we work the summer. So that's good, because I don't want to take the summer off. I want to just keep going so we can get things going. I've got just a few things that I'm excited about for the new superintendent. I want her to get in here and find out if there's any of these programs that can be saved. ROTC is in trouble again, I hear, and that's so frustrating. And we need to get something out there. We need to get it out there. Whatever it takes. I hear a little bit of this and that. Whatever we need to work on together as a team to get something posted, to get that position filled, we need to do it. I don't care if we got to offer $30,000 plus whatever we need to do, we need to do it, because that's a good program. Also, our college prep class, that was on the boards for cutting. I really want to look at that again. Make sure that's something that we're going to do, and maybe we can work on bringing that back and fixing things. But it's going to take all of us. It's going to take the gym, the board, and whoever else is in the negotiations to work it out, and let's get it fixed, and let's get things back to the way it was, and fix all the problems. Well, I don't want to face this again in my terms. I plan on being here for the next 12, 14, 16 years, as long as they keep voting me in. And I don't want to go through another layoff again. You listen to some people say, oh, we've been here before. That's frustrating. I don't want to be here before. I don't ever want to be here again. And I think we got a strong lady that's going to help us to get going on this and fight the battle. We need to get in here and get our hands dirty and fix some stuff and save some stuff. I'm excited.
I'm not sure how to use the microphone, so anyway, I want to welcome Superintendent Gaines. So we're glad to have you. We look forward to your expertise. I want to thank Miss Peters and the Science Club. I tell you what is your name again? Kaylin. He came up and talked to us and was telling us all about it, and I appreciate you filling this in. Sounds like fun. Mr. Adam, that's a very important program, so I'm glad you're supporting that program, and we need to definitely promote science. We're in the area for science and engineering, so good job, Ms. Peters. And then I think our nutrition, it looks like we're on the right path. Like I said, that sounds like the students, and again, I know my son likes a salad bar, so So I think that's, you like it too, I like it.
I actually forgot to include something, guys. I'm sorry that she reminded me really quick. Unfortunately, we can't do summer feeding at every site this year, but we are going to do it at the library. I will be sending you guys all stuff. I need it everywhere. I need every kid being able to get there. It's only 3 days a week, but that's the best that we can do this year. But next year, I promise it'll be a little bit bigger. But at least it'll be at the library for June and July.
That's great. Maybe we'll get flyers on the school
Yeah, I'll
website.
send it out. Yeah.
That would be great. So again, great job on nutrition. And I want to thank Mrs. Hargis for all her hard work too. Thank you. I know she's in a tough position, and I know there's been lots of controversy, and she's doing the best that she can, that she can do for the situation we're at, and a lot of blame is being placed. And so, Mrs. Hargis, I know you're in a tough spot, so thank you for stepping up and your hard work, because it's not easy.
With that, this is a recognition for all the hard work that you stepped up when things were really tough and helped us out. We really appreciate it. You can't say that how much we do. I do want to welcome this case as our superintendent. With that, CSCA.
Hello everyone, thanks for coming out. It's always good to see a nice big crowd. Not too much to report on our end. We're still going through our negotiation process to try to save as many jobs as we can. The district is working really well with us, and it's good to see that sort of teamwork where they're listening to our suggestions and we're getting a lot of positive feedback. So I am happy to report that. We are pushing the deadline. Letters are supposed to go out on the 25th. Our next meeting, hopefully our last meeting, is going to be the 24th. So we really hope that we wrap everything up so people are in the know of what their future is going to be in the district. Because we're still looking at possibly, I think it's approximately like 15 layoffs at the moment for CSCA, and we're still trying to reduce that number as much as possible. So I just want to thank the district as a whole, that we're coming together and trying to patch this up as best as we can, try to keep that ship afloat. On behalf of CSCA, I would like to welcome Barbara Gaines, our new superintendent. We really look forward to having you here and working with you to strengthen our district as a whole. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Good evening. Mr. Bender, Mrs. Branch, you've obviously read this ahead of time, my presentation, because you stole some of the things I have, but it's okay, we're on the same page. Good evening. I do have a few items for the board tonight, and I really hope I can begin bringing more positive issues as we continue to move in the right direction towards solvency and stability. First, on behalf of the Roseman Teachers Association, I would like to congratulate Mrs. Barbara Gaines as the board selection to be our next superintendent for the Southern Kern Unified School District. RTA has a long history of working collaboratively with the superintendent on all issues involving certificated personnel and student instruction. I look forward to this relationship continuing over the next several years. I also want to thank the board for inviting RTA and CSEA leadership to be a part of the final interviews. We make up 90% of the SKUSD staff and appreciate the board's belief that we have a vital interest in the important district decisions. And I also want to thank Mrs. Hargis for all her tremendous efforts over the past 10 months as interim superintendent. This has been a difficult time for all of us, and I'm sure it has been the most difficult on Leanne. She has had to bear the brunt of frustrations expressed by the staff and community, even though the cause of the problems were outside her responsibilities. And I have been one of the worst and one of the loudest critics of district decisions. Through it all, Mrs. Hargis has conducted herself with professionalism. And thank you very much, Leanne. On to other business. There have been several layoff notices for teachers rescinded through attrition. Teachers have submitted their retirement letter or resignation to the district. The remaining 6 teachers that had requested a RIF hearing all agreed to a district proposed settlement offering extended health care benefits and recall rights to withdraw the request. It was canceled, helping to save legal fees for the district and RTA. In a related matter, the teachers who were displaced from their current teaching positions due to the reduction in force have been given a list of vacancies created by the layoffs and classes held by teachers with temporary credentials. Those teachers are making their selections this week and will be placed in their positions next week. There will still be a few leftover vacancies in which credentialed teachers from outside the district can apply, or into which current Probe 0 teachers can apply and possibly be rehired. I very much want to thank Lisa Lopez in HR for doing a great job staying on top of this very complicated puzzle and keeping me informed daily and sometimes on an hourly basis. Effective communication is always critical, especially during these times. Keep in mind, though, I am still asking the district and the board to find a way to keep the elementary PE teaching positions. This is not about prep time for teachers, although that helps with effective planning and student instruction. This is about a quality PE program in which elementary students can meet their requirement of 100 minutes of weekly PE. It also has the added benefit of improving overall health for our students and ADA for the district. It was also vastly supported by the LCAP survey with respondents from staff, parents, and students. So as Mr. Bender said, we need to continue to look at these programs and see if they can somehow continue. I'm also still concerned, as you said, about the ABC dual enrollment program. RTA has brought a proposal to the district which helps keep some classes during the regular school day taught by RHS teachers. This brings a better program to the students, so I encourage the district to adopt the proposal. I also believe the ROTC program remains in jeopardy. The district has been unable to find a clear approach to show our ability to pay above the MIP, the minimum pay, so that we may attract applicants. RTA is always interested in working with the district to find solutions within the guidelines of the contract to find solutions to our problems. However, if RTA is not consulted, we cannot offer help. So there is also the matter of negotiations. Unfortunately, we are still not in the position to enter into negotiations with the district to address problems in the contract and offer solutions to existing financial issues. You are probably aware, Board, RTA went forth with a legal complaint to PERB, the Public Employees Relations Board, over the district's refusal to put our tentative agreement from last May before the board for a vote. We await the district's response to the complaint. I stand here again, requesting the district put the TA on an upcoming agenda for the board to take action and vote unanimously to approve the agreement. By virtue of my steadfast commitment to this district, my experience as RTA president, and my personal integrity, please believe me when I say there is not a single item in the TA that will increase the district's budget. Let's show faith in each other. Put the agreement on the next agenda and vote to pass it. Lastly, there has been a problem of employee compensation being delayed or withheld. I'm working with Mr. Absenteeism to address the situation. It occurs when a teacher has submitted the proper forms for payment of student overage and extra duty pay. Now, I fully understand the district's desire to make sure employees are paid properly, especially when there are budget issues, and I am fine with that. But the problem arises when there is a misunderstanding of the contract and a lack of communication to resolve the issue in a timely manner. The two most volatile situations happened at the worst times. Several payments were delayed from November, which would have been paid in December. Those paychecks were expected and would be used to help during the Christmas season, and were delayed until January. The second time was just this March, holding up payment in April. Those payments were to help employees with taxes. Unfortunately, I did not hear about these situations until it was too late to make payroll. All I ask is for the district to reach out and communicate with RTA anytime there is an uncertainty with a procedure even remotely connected with the contract. We also need to look at our current process to see if there needs to be a change in timeliness to avoid these problems in the future. And this even relates to those coaching stipends that went unpaid, again, to a technicality. Again, welcome to Mrs. Gaines to the district and some of the issues we face. And as always, to the Board of Trustees, thank you for your time and consideration.
City report, sorry.
Seems like legally we should be able to legally do something about that. They put the wrong stuff down. It's been 10 years already? I'm flying.
This is the asphalt playground, not the grass.
Okay, 10 years. Wow. Okay. I'm getting old.
Thank you to the Science Club for coming and sharing all their activities. That was so awesome. We're coming up on our busiest and most often stressful time of year with our SKUSD testing. I think it's as stressful for the teachers and the staff as for the students. So, just know that you've done a great job this year. So take a deep breath and let the kids do what they're going to do. We also have all of our end of year activities. So, we're coming out and the year's going to be very quickly. So enjoy the last few weeks. Enjoy your little mini spring break over Easter, and we'll see you all next week.
Consent items A through H, if there are any received or not. Anybody have any questions about that?
Make a motion to consent items B through H. Second.
Motion by Ms. Sanchez, second by Ms. Hess. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes. Student vote says yes. Motion passes. Business and operations. Approve CO 0, that's change order. 010 for having elementary school with Kern County construction.
So everybody submits. So the change order number 10 removes the remaining work that has not been completed in the original scope of the project. This work includes the construction of block walls, the extension of walkways, and the pouring of asphalt. This work will need to be completed in the future once funding is available. The work is not considered to be associated with fire, life, or safety, and will not delay the certification or completion of the project.
Is there a motion?
Second.
By Mr. Bender, second by Ms. Robinson. All in favor? Ayes. Student vote says yes. Motion passes. Approve change order 011, Hamilton Elementary School with first
All right, so change order number 11 removes the construction of the final kindergarten building from the project. The design of the final building is DSA approved and awaiting funding to build. So we're still, we're going for some possible hardship money, but right now we do not have to.
And that is for the second kindergarten building, right?
Right, where that big empty space is right here.
We don't have any reason we have to use that same contractor, do we?
Well, we already have the plans in.
I don't know. Put a lot of stuff on it we had to fight about to get it put in. I don't think we should have to fight about stuff we didn't do that we put on the contract. I guess when the time comes, we'll talk about it some more. That's hopefully it'll be soon.
Right, well, the plans are very expensive, and so we already have the plans, so.
Is the plans too bad?
They are.
Yeah, you're right. Very expensive. Yeah.
Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the change order number 11.
Motion by Sanchez,
Second.
second by Vance. All in favor? Ayes. Student. Student vote yes. Approve application to Kern County construction for the construction of Hamilton Elementary School.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Student.
So this is the final payment for the project. I believe it's about $1.4 million for about 5% of the project cost. And once the retention is released, then we'll be able to certify the project as complete and apply for that stewardship funds.
Motion to approve the acceptance of work.
Motion by Grant, seconded by Robinson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Authorization project to designate Stevens Industrial Group for local high school cafeteria fire alarms addition.
So the fire marshal of Kern County cited the lack of a strobe light in the kitchen as a violation of the fire code. So we have to have a strobe light installed and connected to the main panel of the Roseland High School in front office. The work will be paid for through Fund 13, nutrition services, since it is working in the kitchen, and the fire alarm is was put in originally by Stevens, and that's why I'm using
How much was that? They just got to put it in a strobe light, right? Blinking light there.
You know what, I want to say it was about $10,000. I believe it was about $10,000.
$10,000.
Well, then they all say,
That's the only company that can do it, right?
actually Sally has the quote here, it's for $11,581.49.
Did I read this? I did, a long time ago, I did a fire system for a guy at work.
Right.
And on that panel, there's a button that says strobe light. And you plug 2 wires into it and you run it.
Right, but it is, because we're a school system, you can't just plug things in. And Stevens is the one that put it in, so you have to go with them because they have their special wiring and all that kind of stuff that they do.
This is killing me.
Okay, I move to authorize the project for the fire alarm initiative at Roseman High.
I'm going on record with an A. One A, I'm A now.
Any questions?
I move to approve item 9, personal items.
Sanchez, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I ask a silly question? Sure. We're proving that they resigned, right?
Yes.
Can we not approve it? We're losing Jose Gomez as a head coach at JV ball.
He moved over to softball.
He moved over to softball? Yeah. He's a good little coach, we don't want to lose him.
No, he moved over to softball.
We'll approve it.
Well, let it go.
Approve that list of B, certificated substitute teacher agreements.
So we are always looking for substitutes. Since we are, that we are continuing with them. And this, actually this is this is for a teacher that, we're just looking for substitutes for that.
For the subs, are we taking where they have, are we accepting the 75 minutes for subs? Sort of the traditional 90?
Units, college units. Well, I mean, there's subjects you can take a subject.
Why not the criteria for the subs? So like, I know the requirement was reduced from 90 to 75 minutes. Is that something we're practicing?
We have taken subs that, as long as they pass the CS.
75 minutes?
Not necessarily.
They do have to have a certain amount of minutes. I don't know what it is. They do have to have a certain amount of minutes. I don't. It's a PA. It's a PA.
Most of them do have those units, but we have taken some subs as long as they pass the CS.
We've had some people recently in our district, former A's who've gotten temporary credentials, be told we're not taking applications for subs. I'm confused.
Right, so we're looking through, so we have a lot of people on our sub list. And so any of those people that are on the sub list, if they don't work a certain amount of time, then they can apply for unemployment. So what we need to do is, what HR is doing is going through those, and they're going to limit that list, and then, find out who's still available, who is interested in being on this, who's not, and then they will increase it again.
And I'm told in the Palmdale School District, they have a subcontract that doesn't allow for that. Maybe I don't have complete information, but you might want to look at our procedures so that we can have substitutes who work and want to work without it being a liability to the district, as you were pointing out.
And that's kind of what we're looking at.
Good, thank you.
We have to fly.
Motion to approve the statement of need.
Motion by Vince.
Second.
Second by David. All in favor? Aye. Approve the annual declaration of need for fully qualified educators for 2019-20. Ms. Harris?
Okay, and so that is, that statement is just saying that we will do our best to find highly qualified teachers for next school year. If we end up having any openings, that is what we will be looking for people with credentials.
So they'll be the first ones on the list.
Motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Bender.
Second.
Second by Vince. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes. Quarterly report, Williams Municipal Paint, your education code 35186.
We do not have any complaints.
Impact, progress, and monitoring. Any visuals there?
Testing. Hi, everybody. My name is Dan Luntzer. I'm the Director of Technology and Instructional Support. I'd like to give a presentation tonight about our Local Control Accountability Plan, the LCAP plan, and the progress that we're making in achieving our goals from last year. For progress monitoring, according to our board policy 0460, the superintendent or designee shall report to the board at least annually in accordance with the timeline and indicators established by the superintendent and the board regarding the district's progress toward attaining each goal identified in the LCAP. Evaluation shall include, but not be limited to, an assessment of district and school performance reported on the California School Dashboard. Evaluation data shall be used to recommend any necessary revisions to the LCAP. So in tonight's presentation, we will spend a lot of time looking at the district's dashboard data. The dashboard looks at last year's data, 2017-2018. So whenever possible, we will also include data from this year. So let's go to the dashboard. First, let's look at the dashboard. That's California's school accountability system. Let's look at how that accountability system works. To help parents and educators identify strengths and areas for improvement, California reports how districts, schools, and student groups are performing across state and local measures. For state measures, performance is based on two factors: the current year results and whether results improved from the prior year. Performance on state measures using comparable statewide data is represented by one of 5 colors. The performance level or color is not indicated when there are fewer than 30 students in any year. So as we've seen, your color is going to be based on 2 things. The current year results and whether the results improved or declined from the previous year. There are 5 levels. Red being the lowest, then orange, then yellow, then green, and then blue being the highest. So let's go to the California School Dashboard for Southern Kern Unified. The first indicator that we're going to look at is chronic absenteeism. The district is in the orange performance level for chronic absenteeism. Last year, across the district, 17.7% of students were chronically absent, which was an increase of 1.8%. The state average is 9%, so that's just about double the state average. Now let's look at the subgroups. In the red level, the lowest level, is the African American subgroup, where 32.7% of students were chronically absent, an increase of 6.5%. For students with disabilities, 24.1% were chronically absent, an increase of 4.8%. Foster youth, 24.5% chronically absent, maintained. And for our homeless students, 32.2% were chronically absent, an increase of 10.2%. There are 4 groups in the orange level. Hispanic students, 15.6%. Well, I should also, I forgot to say, chronically absent means absent for 10% of the school days. For our Hispanic students, 15.6% were chronically absent, an increase of 1.7%. Socioeconomically disadvantaged, 18.4% chronically absent, an increase of 0.6%. 2 or more races, 19.6% chronically absent, an increase of 1.1%, and for our white students, 15.3% chronically absent, a decrease of 0.4%. What I'd like to do now is show you data from this year regarding our chronic absenteeism. So as we saw, last year 17.7% of our students were chronically absent, an increase of 1.8%. This year, as of 4/4/19, or April 4th, we had a chronic absentee rate of 16.12%, which is a decline of 1.58%. So obviously, a decline, that's good. You want your chronic absenteeism to go down. So that's good news. Basically, the point of this is to show a couple of things. Number one, that this is our chronic absentee rate over time. starting from the beginning of the year and going through April the 4th, you can see that it increases from about 15% to over 16%. So it does, and I talked to our company attention to attendance. They said that's normal, that absenteeism does go up over time. Okay. This slide. Okay. This slide is going to give you more data about our student attendance. Our truancy rate, truancy meaning students who missed 3 or more full days of unexcused absences, is 24.7%. So nearly 1 out of 4 of our students have 3 or more days of unexcused absences. Our excessive excused absence rate is 6.5%, so that's low. That's missed 7 full days of excused absences. Our chronic truancy rate, which is students who miss 10% of the school year and those absences are unexcused, is 7.5%. And then the chronic rate, and this is, I should point out, this was as of January the 8th. The chronic rate was 15.8%. We saw that went up to 16.1% by April. Okay, this is our chronic rate broken down by grade level. And then the green line, that's the average for all districts who use the Attention to Attendance program. So as you can see, we're fairly in line with the Attention to Attendance overall average until we get to 6th grade, where our average is significantly higher than Attention to Attendance. And then when we get to 11th and 12th grade, it goes significantly higher than the average for districts using Attention to Attendance. So those are areas of concern. Here's our chronic absenteeism rate per school. Raritan High School is 52.7%. Abraham Lincoln Alternative is 46.7%. Roseman High School Early College Campus is 18%. Tropical Middle School 16.5%. Roseman Elementary 14.1%. West Park Elementary 7.8%. A recommendation to lower chronic absenteeism and improve attendance percentage, which is for the district's LCAP Goal 2 pertaining to school climate. Attention to Attendance and a large number of stakeholders have recommended that the district switch from centralized attendance to site-based attendance. Site-based attendance clerks are able to develop better relationships with families. They are able to communicate with families in a more timely manner. Next, I'd like to talk about the district suspension rate. I'm going to go back to the dashboard where we will look at last year's data. So this is misleading. Our suspension rate for last year that's recorded on the dashboard is lower than our actual suspension rate. We had an error in the way in ARIES, in our suspendable offense codes table, so some suspensions were not reported to CalPADS and are not on the dashboard. So this is an artificially low number, which makes us look good last year, but it's going to make us look bad next year. I took the suspension rate after 21 weeks of school, and I multiplied that by 2 to get an estimate of what it would be after 40 weeks of school. So at RES, the projected suspension rate is about 5%. At West Park, the projected suspension rate is about 9.5%. At Tropical Middle School, the projected suspension rate is about 13.7%. At Roseman High School, the projected suspension rate is about 7.9%. At Rare Earth, the projected suspension rate is about 29.5%. There are no suspensions at Abraham Lincoln. So you have a district overall district suspension rate of 9.17%. So that's going to be up from about 6% on the dashboard for last year. So we're going to be overall be in the red for next year, and the subgroups are going to be in the red too. Okay, let's look at there's no performance color for English learner progress. I'm going to skip over that. Let's look at our graduation rate. So for our graduation rate, the district is in the green. 87.4% of our seniors last year graduated, which is an increase of 1.1%. The state average was 83.5%, so we're about 4% better than the state average. We had no, so there's not going to be a lot of subgroups because it's just looking at seniors, so it's a small sample size. So Hispanic students, 86.1% graduated. It's in the orange because of a decline of 4.4%. Our socioeconomically disadvantaged students, 86.7% graduated, which is a decline of 0.6%. And for the white students, 90.4% graduated, an increase of 6.4%. Obviously, we don't have any data this year for graduation rate. For our college and career indicator, for all students, we're in the yellow performance level. 24.3% of our high school seniors are prepared for college, an increase of 8.1%. And again, we're not going to have a lot of subgroups because of a small sample size. Hispanic students, white students were in the orange, 21.9% prepared, a decline of 2.1%. Hispanic students in the yellow, 26.3% prepared, an increase of 11.3%. Socioeconomically disadvantaged students in the yellow, 24.3% prepared, an increase of 8.2%. I should point out that for college and career, 24.3% of our students are prepared compared to statewide average of 42.2% prepared. Okay. Next, let's look at English Language Arts. That's going to be based on our CAS BLA scores from last year. The district is in orange, 48.7 points below standard, which is an increase of 2.4 points. Okay, for the state average is 6 points below standard. Okay, in the red categories are English learners, 72.3 points below standard, a decline of 6.3 points. Homeless students in the red, 78.8 points below standard, a decline of 19.3 points. Students with disabilities in the red, 122.4 points below standard, a decline of 2.4 points. In the oranges are Hispanic students, 54.2 points below standard, an increase of 1.9 points. Two or more races, 40 points below standard, a decline of 14.7 points. White students in the orange, 37.4 points below standard, an increase of 0.6 points. African American students in the yellow, 63.9 points below standard, an increase of 20.2 points. Foster youth in the yellow, 41 points below standard, an increase of 24 points. Socioeconomically disadvantaged in the yellow, 57.9 points below standard, an increase of 3 points. Okay. Let me go back to for the suspension rate. The recommendation is to implement a PBIS program, which we are doing with the Kern County Superintendent of Schools. Let me pull up a supplementary CAS report. We just did ELA. So here's another report looking at our ELA scores over a 4-year period going back to 2015. you can see that our scores in ELA are increasing gradually. This is looking at the percentage of students who met the standards. So this is a picture showing the 4 performance levels on the Parcc assessment. Level 1 being standard not met, level 2 standard nearly met, level 3 standard met, and level 4 standard exceeded. So when we say distance from standard, it's the distance from this line right here. So if you're down here, let's say here would be 50 points below this line. Anything above this line being at standard of level 3. So for ELA, it's useful to look at some comparison groups. So let's look at a comparison with Mojave and with Kern County. So as you can see, the district is performing better than Mojave, about 4 or 5 points better every year. And as you can see, our distance from Kern County is increasing. In 2015, we were just 9 points below Kern County. Kern County has been growing at a greater rate than we have. So the distance from Kern County now, even though we've been growing slowly, is 13 points. And let's look at math. So for all students, we're in the orange performance level for math. We're 85.7 points below standard, a decline of 1.4 points. State average is 36.4 points below standard. We have 3 groups in the red. Our English learners, 105.4 points below standard, a decline of 14.3 points. Foster youth, 103.3 points below standard, a decline of 29 points. Students with disabilities, 162.6 points below standard, a decline of 4.3 points. In the orange, African American students, 108.6 points below standard, excuse me, an increase of 19.8 points. Hispanic students, 90.8 points below standard, a decline of 2.3 points. Homeless students, 87.8 points below standard, a decline of 14.5 points. 2 or more races, 67.8 points below standard, a decline of 19.1 points. Socioeconomically disadvantaged students, 93.7 points below standard, decline of 0.3 points. And white students, 71.8 points below standard, a decline of 2 points. And let's look at our math scores over time compared to Mojave and Kern County. And so you can see, again, this is the percentage of students who met standards, who were level 3 or level 4. In 2015, 18% of our students met standard. And we have a slow decline down to 2018, where 14% of our students met standard. Over that same period of time, Kern County increased. We started off in 2015 just 5 points from Kern County, and now we're 13 percentage points below Kern County. So you can see we ended up in the same place. In ELA, we ended up 13 points below Kern County, and in math, we ended up 13 points below Kern County.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so what year, I believe we're doing recap math in the elementary schools, correct?
No, we used McGraw-Hill math.
Okay, what year, is that, is
It's
it
the
Common Core?
It's the Common Core. They adopted it the first year.
It's been about 4 years.
2014.
Yeah, okay.
We adopted that program in 2014, is that what I heard?
Yes.
I guess it's not working, right?
I think I don't think you could conclude that the problem is the curriculum. I think there's a lot of factors in play. Okay, next, to continue looking at the district's academic performance, I'd like to look at the district's benchmark assessments. This is for reading. The district uses Renaissance Star Reading. These are their growth reports, and this is by grade equivalency. So what we're looking at is approximately what grade level the students are reading at. So, for instance, let's look at RES first grade. So 0.8 would mean would be the 8th month of kindergarten, whereas 1.6 would be the 6th month of first grade, for an increase of 8 months. So these benchmarks were taken in mid-August and early March. Your goal is to have 1 year of growth for every student, but it's not going to, because these benchmarks are early March and not May. The goal would be more like 0.8, because you're not taking it at the end of the year. So you can see here's a graph for Roseman Elementary, blue being the fall and red being the spring. So you can see a steady growth over time from the fall to the spring, from first grade to second grade. By the end of 5th grade, the students at RES are at 4.7, which is about 1 year behind where they should be. At West Park, the students start off on a higher level. In West Park, in the fall of first grade, the students are in the middle of first grade reading level. So they're 8 months ahead of RES students starting off in first grade. And towards the end of 5th grade, they're at the 2nd month of 5th grade, about maybe a half a year behind where they're supposed to be. In the middle school, we see a more significant decline, where the students start off at a 4.7, which is 1.3 years behind where they should be. Towards the end of 8th grade, they're 2 to 2.5 years behind. So there's a slower growth at the middle school. So you can see a growth rate of 0.56 years for RES and reading, of 0.62 years at West Park, and 0.4 years at the middle school. And then in math, at RES, the growth rate, the growth rate is 0.72 years. So at RES, by the time the students are nearly done with 5th grade, they're about a half year behind. West Park the same, by the time they end 5th grade, they're about a half year behind. In the middle school, they start off a full year behind, and towards the end of 8th grade, they're 2 years behind. So we see more of a tail off when the students get to the middle school. Okay, I guess, well, these are my recommendations, which is to implement all of the actions in Goal 1 of the LCAP. We have for Goal number 1, which is student achievement, we have 28 actions, and it's a pretty comprehensive group of actions that the district put together in conjunction with the Kern County Superintendent of Schools through the continuous improvement process that we believe is the best way to improve student achievement. It's hard to implement all of these actions, and not all of them were fully implemented, and I want to point out the actions that we have in the LCAP that were not fully implemented this year, that I believe, if they were to be fully implemented, implemented, we would experience more academic success. Action 11, develop and implement a plan for multiple approaches to inclusion of students with special needs in elementary and secondary schools. The plan will focus on establishing a range of supports to students with disabilities in order to ensure structures for sufficient time in mainstream classes and appropriate delivery of services and supports in IEPs. Continue to provide training for all staff on appropriate modification for pupils with disabilities when taking the state assessment. Special education staff will ensure that all IEPs contain the appropriate modifications for pupils with disabilities. Action 13, implement English language development program at all school sites. Action 15, continue to implement the professional learning community model of collaboration and school improvement district-wide. Action 16, continue beginning teacher support and assessment program, also known as the induction program, which we are doing. There's where we've received feedback that beginning teachers aren't receiving enough support. Action 17, a voluntary peer coaching program for faculty. Action 18, establish clear accountability expectations for classroom instruction. Action 19, offer extensive professional development to faculty. Action 20, the district will provide teachers who are fully credentialed and appropriately assigned, including administrators and support staff. Okay. Okay, we didn't do college and career. I think that's the only one I haven't done. So, or we didn't do it. Okay. Our college, 24.3%. Did we do this already? Yes. We did. Okay. Okay. Additional recommendations to next year's LCAP. For Goal 3, Action 5, the action is to provide parent meeting opportunities to engage parents in the decision-making process. This includes school site council meetings, LCAP meetings, PTAs, IEPs, etc. The recommendation, and this comes from the LCAP committee, is to develop a PTA or booster club at TMS and RHS. Okay, that concludes my presentation on the LCAP progress monitoring. And the dashboard. The last thing that I want to do is talk about upcoming board presentations regarding the LCAP. Before I do that, are there any questions? Okay. From May 1st, and this is part of the LCAP, Abraham Lincoln Independent Study is part of the CSI program, Continuous Support and Improvement. That's part of the LCAP, and we will present the tentative CSI plan for Abraham Lincoln on May 1st. And we'll also report on the stakeholder engagement process. On May 15th, we will give, and this will, the business office will give this presentation. This will be the LCFF budget overview. And this is per education code. As part of the LCAP adoption and annual update to the LCAP, the board shall separately adopt an LCFF budget overview for parents and guardians based on the template developed by the State Board of Education, which includes specified information relating to the district's budget. The budget overview shall be adopted, reviewed, and approved in the same manner as the LCAP annual update. On June 12th will be the LCAP draft presentation and public hearing. We will solicit recommendations and comments from members of the public regarding the specific actions and expenditures proposed to be included in the LCAP. And then on June 26th is scheduled for the board's adoption of the LCAP. Okay, are there any questions, comments? Thank you very much.
Mr.